One of the rules of life, when you live with someone else, you will always find something that bothers you. It's just the way it is. I don't know why. I don't make the rules. But today is your day, and I'm guessing if you clicked on this video, you probably live with someone who doesn't share the same cleaning, decluttering, tidy home philosophy that you do. Or maybe you are the less tidy person and you're looking for some tips, in which case you are awesome. Either way, what I'm about to share today is going to help you in a major way. When I moved in with my husband, we moved in together before we got married. This was more than 20 years ago. And let's just say we didn't share the same cleanliness standards. And we still don't. But somehow, more than 20 years later, it's fine. Our home is generally clean and tidy, and we're both happy. I have 8 things that I'm going to share that I think are going to help you immensely. Before I get started, the one thing I want to say, realize that your partner, your wife, your husband, your girlfriend, boyfriend, significant other, they are not cleaning up the house or not tidying because they want to upset you. I've had some comments before implying this on my videos, and it's simply not true. They are not intentionally being disrespectful. I do have a caveat on this. If they are disrespectful in other ways, and a lot of the time, then fine, I would agree with you. They are not cleaning and tidying and things because they're feeling some kind of a way. But if they are a great person otherwise, then the problem is they simply have a different standard of cleanliness than you do. So in researching this video, I came across this story of this woman and the dirty toilet. So she had a toilet in her home and she found that she was the only one cleaning it. It would get consistently dirty and then she would clean it. Her husband never did. She even did a little experiment and let it go beyond her threshold and let it get really dirty. Nothing happened. Her husband, not only did he not seem to notice it, he did not even care. So she finally decided to ask him, and she pulled him into the bathroom and said, "Honey, what's your take on the toilet?" And he looked at it and he said he thought it looked fine. She told him that she thought that it looked bad and that she thought that the inside of the toilet bowl should be white. He thanked her for telling him her standard, and then she cleaned the toilet. The next time the toilet needed cleaning, her husband actually cleaned it when he saw that it went past her standard. I'm telling you this story so that you don't think that your significant other is being lazy or disrespectful. Rather, the toilet seemed fine to one person, and of course, it wasn't fine to the other one. And what was happening is the one who thought it wasn't fine, they were cleaning it far sooner than the other person felt it was necessary. Okay, so let me give you 8 very specific strategies that you can do when you feel like you're living with someone who doesn't share your same standard and you want to get a clean house and you want to get a handle on things. And then at the end, I'm going to just give you a little bit of advice from Aunt Taryn. Number 1, the very first specific strategy is you are going to sit down together and you are going to come up with a standard of care for your home. These will be the non-negotiable things, the very sort of simple, basic things that you think are just the standard for your house. That could be, I'll just give you some ideas. Maybe having no dishes in the sink before you go to bed. Maybe it's no clothing on the floor. Maybe it's no blobs of toothpaste in the sink. Think about the things that annoy you that you could create and put them on this standard of care. And don't go crazy here. It could just be 5 things. Just something that you're both going to agree to. Next is to limit the amount of stuff you have. And obviously, this is far easier said than done, right? It's why I have so many decluttering videos on my channel, why I'm decluttering, why you're probably doing some decluttering. We all just have too much stuff. For example, if you have a dresser that has 4 drawers, and you have clothing that doesn't fit in the drawers, something's got to give. Something needs to go. A lot of you have shared that your significant other likes to collect a lot of clutter. So my advice for this one is to simply have a home for everything. Designate places for all of your things. And then the things that don't fit, you need to have a real discussion about what needs to go. What is the clutter that cannot fit and cannot be stored? And it's hard when people have different thresholds for their clutter tolerance. But when you have storage and places that you store things and your stuff doesn't fit, I think everyone can agree that it's just simply too much stuff. And if you can just both agree that you're not going to cram things, you're not going to leave them piled on the floor, then it could work. So for example, if you have a front hall closet and that's where you agree to store your shoes, you're not going to be getting so many pairs of shoes that they don't fit. You're not going to be leaving your shoes all over the house. Now, granted, your shoes may be left around the house. Your significant other may leave their shoes around the house. But don't worry, eventually they will make their way back to the closet where there's the space and the storage for them. The third one is, this one has really helped us a lot. Just agree to every night do a 10-minute tidy up together. Together being the operative word. All of you, your husband, your significant other, whoever that may be, your kids as well. Everyone who's responsible for messing up the house needs to participate. We do this. You could set a timer. Do 5 minutes if 10 minutes seems too long. But everyone gets together. We use this time. We put all of the dirty dishes in the sink. We tidy up the living room. We tidy up the kitchen. Maybe someone gets out the vacuum cleaner and they vacuum a little bit. We did get a stick vacuum for just this purpose. It's light. It's easy. The kids can do it. No problem. And we generally do this at 9 p.m. I shared in my video last week, the 45 things I quit to simplify my life. I shared that at 9 p.m. I am no longer using electronics. So what a better way to spend my time than set a timer for 10 minutes, go do that 10-minute tidy up with the family. Then I can wake up to a nice clean house and the house never gets too out of control. This next one may be a little bit unconventional, but let me tell you, it has saved my sanity. It is to have a catch-all in the rooms that are your problem rooms. Now, I get it, this may sound a little weird, but let me just tell you what we do. I urge you to have a basket or a bin, something that you can just have in your problem room. Say it's your living room. This is my problem room. I will leave that in the corner of the room. And then anytime the room gets full of clutter and things that don't belong, things that are just like a little too crazy, generally not my things, I can, in like 30 to 45 seconds, go throughout the room and dump them in there. I know that you're still doing some work here, but I don't feel as bad about it if I can do it in mere seconds and I can get everything in this bin. And then I just leave them in the bin and it makes the room look 100 times better. Sure, the stuff is still in the room, but it's in a bin in the corner and I don't really care or notice it. And then it just doesn't bother you. Literally, my kids could leave a bunch of toys. I put them in the bin. The living room's clean. Doesn't bother me. And then once the basket gets full, I tell my kids or whomever's stuff it is, I tell them, hey, this basket is full of your stuff. Go put it away. By the way, if you enjoy content like this, don't forget to click that subscribe button. It's free. So this next tip, I'm going to call it trial and error. And what I'm going to tell you is this one you need patience for this one. But what you need to do is simply step back and observe and let things happen as they may. Sometimes letting your partner handle the messes that they have made or handle the things that are going on actually encourages them to step up and do it. It really is what I like to think of as natural improvements. Just let things happen, let messes stay, see what happens. Like I said, it's going to take some patience. You're going to have to sit back and adjust your behavior. And while the cleanup doesn't happen as quickly as I would like, guess what? It does happen. As much as this next one pains me to say it, it must be said. I do not think that you can transform a messy person into a tidy person, at least not yourself. If they want to do that and they feel like they want to change as a person, they can and they may. You're not going to be able to change them. So what I would say, if this is happening in your home, instead, focus on the areas that you want clean for yourself. What are the areas that are most important for you? And then designate those areas as mess-free. That could be your living room. That could be your bathroom. Just have those mess-free areas where you pledge, and together with your partner, that you will have these as mess-free zones. And then on the flip side, what I think that a lot of messy people need, and even tidy people, honestly, they need a place for their outlet of messiness. That could be a junk drawer. It could be a Monica closet. Even for my kids, their rooms aren't always the tidiest, but you know what? They can have their rooms. That's their space. However they want to keep their room, that's fine. But I'm not going to let them keep the kitchen messy or make the living room messy. We all use it. So their messy haven is their room. The rest of the house is a designated mess-free zone. This one is a fact of life. The easier it is to clean, the more likely it will happen. So for this one, my tip here is to provide the right tools. I'll just give you some examples. And I've shared the vacuum cleaner example a lot, like having a stick vacuum or a robot vacuum. Those are tools to make your cleaning easier. This one is a small one, My husband has a very specific preference of a dish sponge. I know it seems strange, but there's a dish sponge that he likes, and then there are dish sponges that he does not like. I've noticed that if I put the sponges that he doesn't like, he just doesn't really want to do the dishes. So now I make an effort to have the sponge that I know that will be liked and used. I have the tools that people like to use, and I keep them accessible. And this has made such a world of difference. Now my kids can help out. Everyone is pitching in because we have the right tools, the right supplies, and it's just easier for them. Okay, so let's just end on some advice from Aunt Taryn, because I do have some very specific thoughts on relationships and keeping the home tidy. I know that this is an issue for a lot of you. I'm doing this video because you all asked for it. And what I will say is, when you're in a relationship, everyone needs to bring something to the table. It cannot be one-sided, of course. This is what makes the world go round. And when I do videos and I show myself cleaning things or cooking, I get a lot of comments. What does your husband do? What is your husband? Where is he? So the way it works for us, and really anyone, is you each have things that you do. And oftentimes it's things that you've talked about and agreed about, and it's things that you maybe like to do. So while I may be doing some cleaning and some laundry, my husband, he's doing the garbage. He's filling gas into our cars. He's doing our taxes. He's doing the dishes, amongst other things, right? We have a division of labor that we both feel is fair, and it's actually based on tasks that we like to do. So I actually really like to cook and bake, so I handle all of that. And then oddly, I enjoy cleaning. I mean, I did a whole video on using cleaning as meditation. I just think it's a satisfying thing to do. But my point is, when you live with someone, you each have value to offer. And maybe there's something that you enjoy more, something that they enjoy more. If you can identify that and you can have this division of labor that you both feel good about, this will be the answer to all of your problems. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I am making my way through all of your requests. As I mentioned in a previous video, I've got a whole new playlist where I'm putting videos to your most requested decluttering and cleaning issues. I'm actually going to link that playlist right here if you want to watch the other videos, and I will be continuing to add videos to this every week. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see that, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.